Today, we're talking about something that really can change your life. We're talking about taking your power back. We've all been in situations where we felt a little powerless, where we felt like life was a little bit out of control, or people or circumstances seemed to dictate our level of happiness and joy, and even our day to day living, how we live in life every single day. Maybe you've even found yourself saying, you know what, this isn't fair. They did this to me, or I can't do anything about this situation. You know that every time you think like that, you're giving your power away. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like that any longer. You can take your power back. It all begins with one decision. The decision to stop giving control of your life to someone or something else. Now, before we go any further, let me put this into context. First and foremost, we surrender our life to God, and He has ultimate control and power over our lives. That's always the foundation of these episodes. Today, I'm talking about the practical way that we can stop surrendering our power and start taking our power back. So, the number one thing to stop doing to get your power back is to stop giving it away. Without realizing it, one of the fastest ways to lose your power is simply by blaming others. When you blame others or a situation, you're handing control over your emotions, your reactions, and your decisions to someone else or to a circumstance in life. And when you say, it's their fault I feel this way, or they made me do it, what you're really saying is, I'm powerless to change my story. Let me tell you something. You are not powerless. You have more control than you might ever think. See, taking your power back means you're going to have to shift your mindset. It means that you're going to have to start saying, I'm responsible for my reactions. I choose how I respond to what happens to me. And no one gets to decide how I feel or what I do except me. Here's the truth about power. No one can take your power unless you give it to them. No situation can control you unless you allow it to. And of course, bad things happen to good people, and people are going to hurt you in life, and circumstances are going to challenge you, and obstacles are going to sometimes throw you off your feet. But you always have a choice in how you respond. See, you can either let obstacles defeat you, or you can rise above it. You can let them define you, or you can let them refine you. We can all think of situations in our life where we've been through a struggle in life, and when we allow God to do a work on the inside of us, it refines us, and it makes us stronger, and it takes us to a next level with Him. Dr. Henry Cloud said, our choices determine our direction in life. But if we don't own this fact, we don't know where we're going, and we resent where we end up as if it were someone else's fault. Man, y'all, that's some truth right there. Taking ownership doesn't mean that everything in your life happened because it was your fault. It means you refuse to let what happened to you control your future. It means that you start thinking like this: I may not have chosen this, but I'm choosing how I respond. I may not control what they did, but I control what I do next. See, taking control of your life is shaking off a woe is me mentality, or that victim mentality where you say, I can't change. This is just how it is. When you take your power back, you shift everything. You start believing and saying, I'm in charge of my life. I'm in charge of me. And then you stop focusing on what you can't control, and you start focusing on what you can. So how do you get your power back? Let's just make it practical. Number one, you have to stop the blame game. Blaming keeps you stuck. Blaming others, blaming situations, it keeps you stuck in life. Because when you blame, you're saying basically, I can't change unless they change. But guess what? You don't need their permission to move forward. You got to stop blaming others. Secondly, you've got to forgive and let go. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. And when you hold on to anger or resentment, you're giving your power away. You got to forgive, not for them, but for you. You want your power back, forgive, and then let it go. Number three, you got to set some boundaries. You got to get your power back by saying no when you need to say no. You got to set your boundaries and protect your peace. And you have to set your boundaries and not allow others to dictate how you live your life. Fourthly, you have to take responsibility. Your life is a result of your choices. And if you want a better outcome, you have to make better choices. So you got to own those decisions. When you own your decisions, you're getting your power back. Fifthly, you got to change your mindset. You have to shift your focus. And instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Start saying, what can I learn from this? Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I can and I will. Listen, folks, your power is in your hands. And the moment you decide to take your power back is the moment everything begins to change. And obviously, you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that's where your power lies. It lies in your choices, your mindset, and your attitude. So let me encourage you today, stop waiting for someone else to fix your life for you. Stop letting your circumstances define you. Stop giving your emotions, your peace, and your happiness away. You're stronger than you think, and you're capable of so much more than you could ever realize. So take your power back. Step into the person that God created you to be. You know why? Because you were made for so much more. You were made to overcome, and you were made to live a life of freedom, joy, and purpose. Hope you've enjoyed it today, and until next time, have an amazing day.